So thank you for joining us today to learn about verbs. We're going to keep it pretty basic and pretty simple. Most of the stuff should sound familiar to you because it's what we learned in elementary school. So there are two main types of verbs. First, of course, is the action verb. And those are verbs that express things that the noun in our sentence is doing that can actually be seen or heard. So these are things like climb, run, walk, jump, all those things that we think of as action verbs. And it's something that you can see or you can hear, such as discuss. You can hear someone discussing or saying something. So the second kind is state of being verbs. And these are the ones that often link things. They're also called linking verbs. And you can't actually see or hear what that verb is doing. And these are the ones where we'll talk a little bit later about passive voice in another lesson that often kind of push us into that passive area. So there are things like am, is, are, was, were, will be. Some of those other linking verbs are taste, seem, become, sound, look, appear, feel, believe. They go on and on. There's a lot of them. And in our writing, most of the time we want to use more action verbs. And some action verbs are better than others. A lot of times the first thing we think of, the girl walked down the hall. Okay, well, yes, that's an action verb. It's something that you can see her doing. She is walking. But maybe there's a stronger verb that you can use that might convey a little bit more attitude. The girl strutted down the hall. The girl limped down the hall. Those create very different pictures in the reader's mind. So a lot of times, I don't worry about my verbs too much when I'm drafting because the whole point is just to get something on the page. But in that revision process, I'm always asking myself, is there a stronger verb that I can use in this instance to create a richer environment for the reader? In the next lesson, see, told you, super short, super simple. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about verb tense and why it's important to stay in the same tense within our sentence, paragraph, story, unless we are going back in time or forward in time. So come back in a few days for the next lesson.